Hey, hey. Almost shifting. We got pizza. Moving boxes, or else checkers beats us. Life is rough here in the depths of space. If shit set comes a knocking, we shoot them in the face. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Alright, I got another verse. I hear a boy coming right in my instant, and it just asks me why I blew them all away. But I feel so great now with sovereign Cargonia. Every round we stand our ground. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Hail Cargonia, gun cargo. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo. Hail Cargonia, gun cargo, gun cargo. Gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo, gun cargo.
Get back to work.
Son of a gun. Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you enjoyed that new musical opening brought to you by a Mr. Mad Duck. I liked it, which is why I wanted to share it with everyone. I am currently trying to make sure that my alcohol does not explode. There you go. And I will talk about the reasons why. No. The opening in the this opening. Yes, Mad Duck. That was written, mixed, and vibed by Mr. Duck. I'm just going to continue to do that. Well, it is also because I like the tune. So, as we start today, I am not counting this as an oops because this was a Lego mess up. There is a difference between what I am looking at right now on the model and what is here on the screen. And you will notice that it is this little piece right here. Well, these two little pieces. They did not include enough of these tan jumpers, which sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Went on to Lego's website, requested a replacement piece, and it's getting sent. In the meantime, I have two 1x1 studs, or 1x1 tiles, that I can put in place of it, and it's mostly the same. In fact, for potential model integrity, I am just going to flip the tiles and the jumper, just so the outside looks correct. Alrighty, alcohol has been acquired. Water and Gatorade have been acquired. Legos acquired. Music. We need music. Epidem. Okay, vibe. Zip, zip, zip. I hope this music comes through. E. It is indeed a number. It is Euler's number. It is Euler's number. Fine. Phi. I have a math minor. I know what numbers are. Numbers are abstract representations of physical concepts and constants. They don't exist, and are purely in the world of imagination and physics. Did I just call physics imaginary? Yes, yes I did. Alright, let's get brickin'. Bricka brecka fire crecka sis boom ba. Bugs Bunny, rah rah rah. Your willingness to give me numbers is just further proof that WBPL abstract representations is the best station. Thank you for throwing my joke back in my face. No, and that's what I appreciates about you. Oh, is that what you appreciates about me? Wait, your sister's hot. Now, speaking of squirrely, I am currently reading the book, and ooh boy, it's those are words, all right. Those are words that I had to read, all right. I didn't believe that I would have been able to make Lady Red physically angry with anyone. I'm sorry, chat, you said something? I've been told I can't read words anymore, so I don't know what's going on in chat. Hopefully you all are behaving yourself and not doing anything degenerate. No, Night Owl, like, however bad you thought it was going to be, it is worse. There is almost nothing redeemable about this. I love, throughout building this and learning about its history and construction, I love learning how this was essentially King Ludwig's own, like, amusement park. This wasn't a castle built for anyone but him. And it's a shame that he died. Maybe. The Singers' Hall was one of King Ludwig's favorite projects. It occupied the entire 5th floor of the eastern section of the palace. A monument to medieval knights and legends, it was never used for banquets or musical performances. Here's my favorite part of the castle. It's such a shame I died before anyone could frickin' use it. Alright, we're putting on some little thingerjiggers. That's the mistake that I did. Speaking of, Prost, my friends. Now where's my big old beer? Throw him in the dungeon! Now where's my big old beer? Wolf, how did he die? Gout? Throw a blanket on it! That's a mistake. There we go. Went for a walk on the lake with his doctor and was found a few hours later in the water. Doctor was beaten and strangled, had no signs of violence, but no water in his lungs. Wild. Putting half bricks on half bricks. So Ludwig died before going in the water. Oh, it's going well. I am glad that the weekend is over. It was very informative on how to deal with crazy customers. So then how was the doctor beaten and strangled then? Damn Wikipedia, I thought you were the font of knowledge, all knowledge. Damn it, Wikipedia, you, what is it? Damn it, Wikipedia, thank you for replacing the older, more terser work in two important ways, or for scoring over the older, more terser work in two important ways. For though it is, mostly cheaper and slightly apocryphal, it scores... The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has supplanted the Encyclopedia Galactica in some of the farther outlying regions of the galaxy as the standard repository of all knowledge and wisdom. For although it is slightly cheaper and somewhat apocryphal, it scores over the standard repository of all wisdom and knowledge. it scores over the older, more terser work in two important ways. For number one, though it is slightly cheaper, though somewhat apocryphal, and it has the words "Don't Panic" written in large, friendly letters on the cover. God. Not getting that quote right is going to drive me nuts. That goes in there, making it look very nice. $18. 18, 19, 20. I have 5 bags left. We might actually finish this today. Thank you for following, Creepy9. Hello, hello. Welcome to the WBPL 76, where this is an atypical morning with an atypical person building an atypical Lego set. Hello, hello. This is the WBPL 76. We are a community, a community Twitch channel in which I am but one of many different weirdos doing many different things here on the internet. I also cook, and I play video games. We have people who build, who do electronic repair, and we have people who paint, both digitally and physically, mostly on models of things. We have a lot of fun, and we're just here to have a good time. Ducks! Hello! Hello, Ducky. How you doing? I've received word that the airdrop has reached its desired destination. Gabriel Knight. Well, it's mostly trying to paint while Squick goes off the deep end about Squick. It's Parallax trying to paint while Squick does Squick things. while the mods try and keep up with the stem of quotes that just come from almost everything he says. Null, having met Squick in real life, he does that in real life. I have not met him in his professional capacity, so I have no doubt he is a consummate professional while doing whatever he does for gainful employment. He is... Squick... The Squick you see on stream, or hear on stream, is the Squick that Squick is. This is... I love how the entirety of this room in here has been covered up, and there's not a build way to remove the roof to look at it. Unlike the Roby house and Falling Water, which take apart so you can view their internal architecture. Okay, now we're gonna put some unicorn horns on the place, and some forks. Lego designers are so clever. A Lego fork represents the chimneys of the roof. Unlike the large, imposing chimneys often seen in medieval castles, the real chimneys are elaborately styled to echo romantic and gothic elements and maintain the fairy tale silhouette of the castle. It's like Godwin's Law for Lego. How can we turn this into the Millennium Falcon? Gosh darn it. So that's me making a mistake. And then I need to go back. There, okay. God damn it. Now, remember what I was said about there only needing to be like so many stud connections? Like, I really wish that there were more connections for this particular bit of it. All right. What next?
Hey, Fruit Loop.
Hey, Lo, what's up?
If I got you one of those neck fans, would you wear it?
Maybe. Why?
Okay. Because your mother wants to get everybody neck fans for the muni tonight.
It's... Hello, thank you for calling HR. You have, Hello, thank you for calling HR. You have had an encounter with Squickon the Great, press 1. If you were confused by Squickles the Fourth, press 2. If Squick has stolen the golf cart from security again, press 0 repeatedly, as it is an emergency. Now this thing is getting unwieldy. There we go. Or perhaps that's why it's so easy to take off this back section, so that one can view the internals. I don't know. All I know is I don't like it. Yes, Null, here. Um, it's a big one. Hello. Still not the biggest Lego set that I've ever constructed. I think the biggest by height that I've ever constructed is Big Ben. And the biggest by width that I've ever constructed was Tower Bridge. So, on to another bag. I am the man who arranges the blocks as they fall down from up above. Like hand in glove. That the blocks is fine and the lines will be formed as they fall. But then I see that I have misjudged it. I should not have nudged it after all. Can I have a long one, please? Why must these infernal blocks tease? I am the man who arranges the blocks. Come, Muscovite, let the workers unite. Of peace and love. Okay, that's going to be something that I have to listen to later today. And remember how to sing that, because it's a good song. And also wildly historically accurate. Mr. J Gamer TTV, thank you for your raid. Hello everyone, welcome in. Welcome into the chill Lego stream on WBPL 76. Yes, it came out while I was at Gen Con, and I came back and decided, you know, instead of the Endurance that I had planned on building, how about we instead build Neuschwanstein? And thus we are here, building Neuschwanstein. It is... oh no. Oh no. supports it like a baby. Where's its head? Is Vara big? Excuse me. That was rather rude of me. Burping in your ears like that. It is a lot of castle. It is definitely not a Lion's Knight castle, though. Like, this is someone's belief of what he understands castles to be. From my understanding of what Ludwig did with Neuschwanstein is Ludwig was, for all intents and purposes, a medieval knight castle weeaboo, to use the parlance of our time. He was obsessed with a romanticized version of chivalry and knights and castles, and wanted a place where he could pretend that it was that time, or at least the time that he imagined it would be. He had most of a budget to back it up. He did kind of go a little bit bankrupt. If he had accepted one of the earlier proposals and only did a few redesigns and addendums, Neuschwanstein probably would have been completed. As it stands, he was a hopeless perfectionist, and there was never a draft of the castle that was quote-unquote the final design. It's like I think I remember reading an interaction where it's like they were actively designing part of the castle, actively building it, and he's just like, but what if this entire part was different? And they're just like, yes, sir, Ludwig, your majesty, sir, we'll definitely do that. Sign on the line. And they made lots of money. Didn't he take out a line of credit from Kaiser Wilhelm? Yeah. He asked the Bavarian government, "Hey, can you open up a line of credit for me?" And they're just like, "No." He almost got away with it, though. They almost gave it to him. Speaking of Bavaria, I love the story of the history of Oktoberfest. By the way, Prost. I forget what the I forget who the Bavarian king was, but he got married. A Bavarian king got married and decided to host a party to host a party, and like everyone was invited, so he made like festival grounds everywhere and was just like, hey everyone, I'm getting married and this is a wedding reception that everyone is invited to, and everyone got real drunk and had a real good time. And then next year came around and everyone was just like, hey, y'all remember that party we had last year? What if we did it again? But no one's getting married. What if we did it anyway? Never underestimate people's willingness to have a good time. My suggested ad algorithm is so messed up. It's giving me listing for mansions that are 1 million or under. I'm not sorry. What did you look up to have the algorithm think that you had a boat? Creepy. Not gonna lie, most ad algorithms are pretty messy for me. By the way, if anyone needs a BBL, I know at least 3 companies. Thanks for that. We're here just to have fun and then yell fruitlessly at the sky about the state of things. Technology's great. Ha 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 ha! No, yeah, my YouTube kept giving me, like, ads for, like, childcare and young early childhood development stuff. And it's like, I suspect it's because of a brief obsession with a certain children's show. Not gonna lie, Bluey is actually kind of a very good show. But I'm just like, Internet, do you know something that I don't? Hello, Goober. And then I just search for the most depraved things ever. And, it confuses the algorithm for a while, and I'm just like, phew, I'm safe. No, that's what I love about Bluey, is, like, instead of being a show for kids, it is a show for... Instead of, like being a kids show, it is a show for kids, you know? But... And it doesn't patronize kids. Like it doesn't patronize kids. Like, it respects their intelligence and autonomy, and I don't know, it's just really good. You bought 5 jalapenos. Dux, do we need to get you help? Do you smell toast? But, taking a brief dive into Bluey, for those of you who know, you know. For those of you who don't, an Australian kids show full of anthropomorphic dogs following the life and times of a Australian blue heeler family, or an Australian cattle dog family called the Heelers. I don't know, man. Like, it's very good, and it has very real moments. And you're just like, so this is how kids play and understand the world. 'Cause there's an episode where the kids are where the kids are at school playing moms, and one of them comes up and says, "Can we pretend my baby is an early baby like my sister?" And all of them follow her rules for what and how to play early baby, and it's like, they're understanding what premature babies are through play. Like, this is very clever. very smart and respects kids' intelligence. Yep. Another episode that I really like, or concept, is I was diagnosed ADHD as a child. I still have moments and shenanigans that go on in my life that I'm just like, so I can cope with it, but I'm not, like, I still have it. The army episode where a new kid comes in who can't sit still, has trouble paying attention, gets paired with a kid whose dad is in the Australian Army and quote unquote out on patrol, and as a military kid I kind of got that as well. It's like he goes home and he starts telling his parents all of these wild details, and his mom is just like, wow, that's a lot of details. And I'm just like, oh, I did that too. It's like I had to find something that I was interested in to, like, actually pay attention. And I'm just like, I get it. I get it. And then it's like the hug the kid gave his dad when his dad came to pick him up was just like, I get that too. Ah. For those of you curious, Goodies powder is basically just powderized aspirin. Comes in a little sachet, and you just chug-a-lug it down. I appreciate you being here, Dux, and I appreciate you doing the work, but if you can't, like, take care of yourself so you can do the work. But yes, Dux, enjoy the new toaster. Okay, everyone, he's fine. He might not be fine when he gets back home from work, but he will be fine. He took the Cajun prescription. Creepy. Would you like to hear? Would you like to hear Dux's secret recipe for fried jalapenos? This is an absolute secret that you can't share with anyone. Dux, am I allowed to share the secret recipe with him? Dux. Okay. So, to my understanding, this is the secret recipe for Mad Dux's fried jalapenos. You guys, this is a secret. You can't share this with anyone. Take a jar of jalapenos. Take a jar of jalapenos. Strain, possibly save the juice. But get them strained just a little bit. Let them air dry slightly. Let me see if I can't go back in time. Okay. So yeah, get a jar of jalapenos. Strain them, shake it a little, leave them dry just a little bit. You want them wet, but not sopping. You want them dry, but not bone dry. Then you want to get a, what is it? You want a couple of cups of flour. And you're going to need a lot of black pepper. You're going to need a hefty bit of garlic powder. And a lot of cayenne. Like 4 or 5 tablespoons. Mix it all together. Toss the jalapenos in it. Fry them at 360 for until they're done. 5-ish minutes. They are, quite frankly, amazing. Like, why are you making your jalapenos spicier? Why not? I have made these a couple of times so far. And they are delicious. Perhaps I am going to make them on stream when I resume cooking. I need to save up and buy a kitchen island, and not continue to buy Lego. Like, it's... Do not do a wet batter. It is a dry batter. You use the residual moistness from the jalapenos to coat them with the flour. Alright. We gonna be doing some stuff with some things and some stuff and some shit and some fun. I don't know what the hell I was just saying. There's rocks and trees and trees and rocks and rocks and trees and trees and rocks. And water. Bag 19. We're on to bag 19. Guys, I only have 2 more bags of Castle proper. Ticka. Oi. I don't know if I'm happy or sad to be near the end of this build. All I know is I'm looking forward to the next one. The Endurance. Lego sailing ship. Boat. Hey Doc, how big do you think a Castle Bryan Lego set should be? Castle Bryan Lego set should be mech scale and usable as a hex grid. That is the only acceptable answer. One of the new tracks I made, Coffee Station, has a slight phase problem that I had no way of noticing until I played it through the pit, but it does loop around seamlessly. Two, 3, 4, 5. Tell me this isn't Castle Bryan. Oh, it's a Kenner thing, too. Oh, gosh. That's quality stuff right there. That is part of a Castle Brian. Like, I think a Castle Brian Lego set would not be an entire Castle Brian, but part of a Castle Brian. And you could get more of them to make a bigger set. Yeah, something like that. Perhaps they could bring back the, hey, there's extra parts in this bag. What is it? Oh, that's for a combination set. Western Palace front supports a two-story balcony with a view over the Alpes. Itchy, 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 itchy. So many windows. I am getting tired of these windows. To these walls. There's sweat drip down my something. Ah, ski ski. Ah, ski ski. Yep, mostly. They mostly self-align. There's some wiggle. There's some wiggle, and if I care after this, I can wiggle them all together now. All together now, all together now. Look at that. I think that's pretty nice. And again, mostly empty, just like the real castle. The Grand Throne Hall, inspired by Byzantine churches, spans 2 floors of the palace. A throne was planned for the northern apse, but remained unbuilt after King Ludwig's death. And my telescopes. Hello, Mo. How are you doing today? Someone tell me a joke. Your mom. No. I'm not a comedian. I'm a Lego builder. Ah, one of those days. What the? Okay, Samurai, that's good. Right there, lovely. More windows. I don't like going to work. I'm going to work. God damn it! That was not a good idea. Where'd the other one go? Oh yeah? Pull the other one. Add a Dremel tool bit explode and bite into my hand and destroy the piece I was working on. Lucky for me, I built my own safety equipment because I still have my finger and eyeball physically attached and undamaged. He gave me 50,000 matches. For legal reasons, that is a joke. There you kids, quit screwing around. Alright, if I have an extra Lego piece, this is where it would show up. It looks like I do not have any extra jumpers. Yay. Okay, let's get a brickin'. Dux, that's what makes it toaster science and not toaster screwing around. Creepy. I have a, do I have it on here? No, I don't. I got rid of it. Creepy. This is what Dux is going to do.
Disclaimer. I don't know if you're supposed to say the word disclaimer and then say the disclaimer, just say the disclaimer. Whatever. Do not do this at home. We are crazy people. We are not role models. We are not sane people. Probably not even smart people. We are definitely not trained professionals. Cooking things in a toaster that are not made to be cooked in a toaster is not wise. It's not ecologically wise. It is not economically wise. Heck, it's probably not psychologically wise. Is it technologically wise? No. There's probably more ecolies that I don't know, and it's probably none of those either. When I first did this, I took precautions that you do not see on the screen. Please, again, do not try this at home. I should not have done this. I told Doc that he should not do this, and now we are both going to tell you that you should not do this. We are lunatics. We're doing this because it's not... Well, okay, we're doing this because it's funny. We're not doing this because it's smart or safe. If I tried to cook like an entire head of cabbage in a microwave, it wouldn't be good. It would just make the entire office building smell like a fart. It'd be funny, but not smart. Please practice safe toaster science. Thank you. E-R-P, that spells dirt.
So yes, do not do that at home. I will say, I did cook some very, very good Brussels sprouts and I cooked some very good Brussels sprouts and asparagus, a bacon wrapped asparagus. Samurai, you did not send me something. You lied to me. About damn near the only thing that didn't work out was eggplant. And I attribute that mostly to me not knowing how to cook eggplant. It worked out surprisingly better than I thought it would. It just needed to be prepared differently. I was not the person to give it the best shot it had. what I did with mine is I wrapped it around asparagus, and I tightly wrapped it around the asparagus. Put the put the skewers in, put it in the toaster, and cooked it, and it turned out fairly okay. Dave, he has a new toaster. Someone sent it to him. Someone who's looking very guilty right now, and totally not extremely proud that he sent his friend a thing that he can have fun with. Dux, what did the gift note say? No, I sent it as a gift and put a gift note in there. You wound me, sir. Got that nice little facade going on there. Now we are going to build up the outside with a rather large brick. Don't worry, buddy. If I may have messed something up, I may have messed something up. The point is, Toaster Science shall resume with a trained lunatic at the helm. And look, the only reason why it is science is because he's documenting his results. For if he doesn't, he's just messing around with a toaster. How perfect the spam was. I thought you said that you mildly enjoyed spam. You gave me a recipe for jalapeno and spam stir fry. Especially with the jalapeno spam. Unicorn! That's a very squishy unicorn. Dave, I know where I can find it at my local Asian market. It's very good. Needs to be spicier, but it's very good. I literally gave you some. That reminds me, did I did I waffle spam on my waffle episode? I know I waffled a grilled cheese. I distinctly remember waffling a grilled cheese, and that was probably the worst part of that episode because that cheese got very angry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last part of the castle. All of the bags remaining are trees. What? Oh, Dave? Dave, we are going to be very good friends. Waffle stuffing. Why did I never think to waffle stuffing? Oh my gosh. Dave, you are a genius. Well, there's only one thing in this world that's perfect, and that's a nice MLT, mutton, lettuce, and tomato. Get out of here, you witch. I'm not a witch. I'm your wife. Ooh. Ooh, that's a perfect slice of Spam. And to think, Ducks, this entire process started because your wife said, "Hey, Ducky, this toaster is smoking. We probably should get a new one." And instead of throwing it out or recycling it, you said, or thought to yourself, "Hey, pork is vaguely toast-shaped. The rest, as they say, is history." And remember, folks, always preheat your toaster. Nice little top on there. That would be a fun little project. got stuck at the top of the big bridge, and I am greatly afraid of heights. While up there, I had the thought that pork chops are roughly the same shape as toast. I went to work and shared the thought with my coworker, and we began arguing over whether or not the toaster would catch fire. Later that day, Shyla called me and said we need a new toaster. It was just too serendipitous to pass up. Well, it sounds like I need to start back up my cooking stream. I love how this is looking. This is a very good look. Damn it, Ducks, now I want fajitas with a pound of baby mushrooms, a bell pepper, yellow onion, and a pound of serrano peppers. Ducks, if you do that, are you gonna mace the house again? Mo, did you not hear him? He said baby Bella mushrooms. Mushrooms have a very, very good umami. Hexagen Gaming! How we doing, buddy? That's an interesting little effect that it's got there. Ah, because it's going to sit... Okay, we're building up the angle. Huh, okay. I put a minifigure. The copper lion tops the courtyard gable, while the outward-facing gable features a knight's likeness, adding a regal and protective touch to the castle's design. Well, Ducks, it's not my fault that I was sitting there, minding my own business, And some madman decided to dump 7 or 8 sliced serranos into a scalding hot pan, and then the air got too spicy to breathe. I like spicy food. I don't like spicy air. Seems to be a hole in my castle. Well, you're not supposed to you're not supposed to aerosolize the serranos either, Mr. Ducks. Like, I wonder who put it in the air in the first place. Unicorn horn. The builder's following the ridge's contour, or the builder's design follows the ridge's contour, with 2 stair towers in the angles. The smaller one served as the servant's stairway. Oh, only 3 white studs. Yes, I just used my toes to pick up a Lego. I am a monkey. Long piece. So I hold this up like this, and this goes on like so! Urgh. Indeed. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Oh. Read the instructions, Doc. Did you learn this from experience and NDLV? Because it sounds like you learned that from experience. Hey, I recognize these pieces. These are the booster pieces from my rocket set. What? No, red sizzling eyes. Gosh, darn it. That's a clever way to hide a connection. Huh. There's studs on the inside of here. There's a connection right there. Is it bad when your eyes make your eyes sound like the fajita platter they bring out at Mexican restaurants? Just a little bit, probably. Sounds like a creeper following you. As I feel like I'm about to give someone a very comically large shot. Oh, sure you're sorry. Sure you're sorry. Alright. We'll see you later, Mr. Knight. It also seems like a very comically large cigar. Yeah, see? Huh. Yeah, you see, we gotta do the stuff and the thing, and we gotta give it to him, Jimmy. Spin right round. Put a couple of barrels on. Alcohol. Alright, so this goes on in a very particular manner. Like so. Like so. Like so. We're going to put a couple of unicorn horns on some things. A yellow pin. Ah! I saw the pieces left over, and I'm just like, where do they go? It turns out they go here. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that the main build of the castle is now complete. Oh God, this is huge. That is a very flimsy thing, and I really wish that there was more than one connection besides one flimsy piece of plastic. And there we have it, folks. One castle. So if I'm understanding my lore of the castle correctly, right here, there should have been some sort of keep. I think that would have been cool if it had ever been built, but history being history, it will forever remain a mystery. I believe this is the first Lego bag as well that I have ever used all of the pieces for. I got some porcupines. Now we are gardeners. Oh gosh. Here I go making trees. No, the way that they're making the pine trees is really interesting. I really do like this. I know we've used the 5-prong tree bases a lot in other builds, such as, for example, Notre Dame and the Himeji Castle. So here comes a whole bunch of boredom. Happy little trees. I would love to get a Bob Ross art set. I know that there's an ideas thing right now for a Bob Ross art set. I hope it becomes a thing. And honestly, like, I kind of want to, like, follow along to a Bob Ross episode and actually do a painting. Because that just seems really funny. Making little pine trees. Don't ask me what the hell's going on in my head. I don't know what's going on in my head. Lego landscaping. It's super fun and not boring at all. I'm in regal, a German am I. Never out or even if I had a high five. Madam, I'm madam, too hot to hoot. No lemons, no melons, need a ton of boots. These are making very interesting little trees, though. Ah, tedium. Oddly appropriate soundtrack right now. Saw a guy at the at work yesterday who was wearing a Titanic shirt that said Queen of the White Star Line, and it's just in my head. I started singing a song. She's the... It's about the Olympic, not the Titanic, but... Still. White Star Line. She's the pride of the... No. That's the chorus. In the Belfast yard where she was made of Holland Wolf design, the plan was struck to build 3 ships that funds would not define. The gantry raised up in '08, a nameless line arose to make the journey to New York in record time, and so she's the pride of the White Star Line. May her engines never stall. Her sisters died from Berg and mine, but she'll run for decades more. Olympic soon became a stamp, no finer ship did sail. Smoking rooms and Turkish baths and palm trees rail to rail. As sleek and striking as can be, with speed second to none. She made the journey to New York in record time, and so she's the pride of the White Star Line. May her engines never fall. Her sisters died from Berg and mine, but she'll run for decades more. She'll run for decades more. The Hawk was running along her side around the Isle of Wight. A swing to starboard up and took the helmsman by surprise. 2 holes were punched into her side and water flooded in. She staggered back to Portsmouth Dock and lived to sail again. She's the pride of the White Star Line. May her engines never stall. Her sisters died from Berg and mine, but she'll run for decades more. She'll run for decades more. Yeah, no, they're very similar boats. One could say that they are sisters. Olympic sank, Britannic sank into the depths. Titanic joined her too. Through the years, Olympic kept on sailing sure and true. Missions out in open sea with U-boats in her stead. Damn near cut 'em clean in half and sank 'em to the bed. She's the pride of the White Star Line. May her engines never stall. Her sisters died from Berg and mine, but she'll run for decades more. She'll run for decades more. Well, every dog must have its day, and all good things must pass. Shipyards forged much bigger craft that dwarfed her in her class. Through the years, the fares declined, and world marched on ahead. They pulled her down in Jarrowtown, still striking till the end. She's the pride of the White Star Line. May her engines never stall. Her sisters died from Berg and mine, but she'll run for decades more. She'll run for decades more. She'll run for decades more. German. The castle is done, and I am now building trees and singing about British boats. As soon as I am done with these trees, I will show you the castle. New red flag. They're only a little heavy. Ducks, you have me concerned. Well, it's not like there's a VOD or anything. Okay. There we go. It is very much a model and not a playset. There are not any play features. This is, as most all architecture builds are, a Lego set for looking at and saying, that's really nice, rather than a Lego set for smashing pieces together. Look, German, like, I'm not saying that set was bad. No, that was a very good set, and I very much enjoyed it. It's just, as someone who grew up on Lego, as someone who grew up on Lego, and someone who, has gotten into Lego as an adult hobby, I noticed many differences between it and modern Lego design. And I meant my words more as a critique and review rather than a bashing. No, it's a very cool set that LEGO will never make because of their quote-unquote no military thing. But it was it was a very cool set. If I wanted to have something as a Lego set that Lego wouldn't do, what would it be? I don't know. $17, and I've got a couple left over. Lovely. That's what that little rapscallion was. That math checks. It'll take either near instantaneously or 3 hours, yes. Gosh darn. All right, German. Here, take a look at it. It is very unwieldy. $22. Oh God. Okay. 22 and 23 are alternate tree builds. And I'm making the executive decision that I am going to do one on camera and I will do the other on my own time. The deciduous trees create a beautiful display of vibrant reds and yellows in the fall, and lush green in the spring and summer. Both contrast beautifully with the light-colored castle. We'll leave you to decide the color scheme to add to your castle. We're going with fall. I think it's just going to make it a much better contrast. Also, it's not often you get to work with orange Legos. Alright. Let's make a tree, folk. Such a good thing I'm not colorblind. So it's like, what is the deal with classical music? So it's like the music itself is in the public domain, but the performances aren't? Because it's just like, I feel like I should be playing like Blue Danube or something right now. It's just like, I know Blue Danube is more Hungarian, I think, than, it's more like a Hungarian, I think, river than anything, but... I don't know my European rivers. I'm a filthy American. Okay, fair enough. And if you'll excuse me for just a second, I am going to do something. I don't care about your ads. Okay, I thought that this was the one. Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, that one. That's the Blue Danube. Gonna make 8 of these. So I got a stupid, silly story about classical music. Y'all know Ravel's Bolero? This is a Doc gets kind of stupid and listens to things while he's not in a sober state of mind kind of story. Kids, be responsible with your mind-altering substances, alright? Know your limits. But I once spent a very long evening listening to the Bolero on very, very, very good headphones, concentrating on every note, and it was very fun. Now, why these studs are not all mixed together into to make the leaf patterns a bit more mottled, I don't get. And in fact, I think that would make them look a little bit better. You know, like randomly mixing 2 studs of each color on each of these little porcupines. Not that I'm going to do it right now, mind you, because my brain is fried from all of the Lego building that has just occurred. Da-da-da-ba-ba-ba. Dux, what are you using? Why are you using that 1 bar of signal to shitpost on a stupid Twitch channel? I need to find someone who has a repository of Goat's music because I would like to have Goat's music to A, use as soundtracks for my streams, B, Goat is an amazing musician and I wish to listen to his music. He took down most of his SoundCloud because AI music generation software was scraping it for training. And as a protest against AI content creators, he took down his music. Or at least he did when I had checked his SoundCloud when I wanted to use his music for a stream. Oh, I will. I'll send him a message. Be like, hey, do you got like a Google Drive or something that I can get your music from? Because I'd A, love to have it, B, love to use it for my streams. Here's some money. I don't know. Like, I'm not the man. I don't make his decisions for him. I'm just someone who happens to be in the same Discord as him. No, yeah, he has some of his stuff still up on YouTube, and there's still the stuff on the Black Pants Legion site alongside his own personal YouTube channel. And it's just I know his SoundCloud is wiped. All right. I'm making trees, buddy. Speaking of, okay, let me prepare for something. And download this. To open that, I am going to cut you to my music folder. There we go. Like, until, like, RCA or a big music label goes up against these AI people. Like, there's really nothing that we can do about it. RIAA. Don't download this song. Even Lars Ulrich knows it's wrong. Go and buy the CD like you know that you should. Oh, don't download this song. Don't download this song. How else am I supposed to afford another solid gold Humvee and diamond-crusted swimming pools? These things don't grow on trees, so everybody listen, please. Oh, don't download this song. There is a step missing. They are not telling me explicitly to put this tree on this particular stud. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are finished. Here is the Neuschwanstein Castle Lego architecture built. There we go. Hello. Get out of the way, Buck. Look at that. Look at that. That is such a cool little build. Like, that is a very nice base, and I think I think we did a very good choice with using the autumnal colors and not the spring. What's the word? The venereal colors. You know? And then the hello. Hi there. Hello there. the silhouette, the roof line, is very nice. And it's like, looking at it, you can tell from where the inspiration for Cinderella's castle was received. This should... My biggest complaint, my two biggest complaints, is these two back sections are super wibbly wobbly, and so is this tower. And I just heard something that I shouldn't have. But with that, I'm going to get prepared for my evening. And wish you all a very good evening, a good time, and I hope that we have a good build of the Endeavor together. It's going to be quite fun. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for hanging out. Remember to be good to each other, be good to yourself, and hail, hail Cargonia.
Hold on.
Land of stolen things, obey the quartermaster, unless he's a ling. Miners don't die today. Cargo text push freight. Our enemies in disarray. All hail Cargonia.
Get back to work.